residential, and about $8, even down as low as $5 per person in an industrial site. So I'm just pushing for a little more fairness, but the main thing is pushing for a little coverage for the firemen. We have a clear picture as to what we're supposed to do. Your name's on the contract, you have a contract with us, we're going.
Yes, sir.
Instead of all this, confusion that we have.
Let me ask a question and see if I'm interpreting what we're clarifying correctly. Instead of saying we have a contract with Highland and giving the false impression that if you're in Highland Industrial Park,
Yes, sir.
that they're covered, we're saying it's a company by company
Yes, sir.
thing, and if you have to have a company
Written contract.
contract, not just be part of Highland Industry.
The ordinance says we'll do a contract with you if you're within 5 miles, if you're within 1,100 feet of a hydrant, and if the roadways are open, and that True Coast residential is some part of, or if you are in the Highland Industrial Park area, which puts us past 5 miles, but the ordinance was okaying for the fire department to go out beyond 5 miles in this area.
Yeah, but they still have to get contract.
Not individual.
Yes, sir.
One last question. Our
Yes, sir.
contract with Highland, that only covers their buildings that they own and operate?
Their buildings.
Okay.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Argood,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Galbert,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Askew.
All right, so that one passes. Now we have resolution 3219 authorizing the mayor to enter into an interlocal agreement with East Camden for the operation of a street sweeper. Sorry.
Resolution 3219, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Camden, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of East Camden for the operation of a street sweeper.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second.
How are we gonna get it out there?
How are we gonna get the street sweeper?
We'll drive it all the way
Drive
across the
it.
old river bridges, or we'll put it on a trailer? How we gonna get it out there?
We plan to drive, we're gonna drive it over.
We'll drive it all the way across the river, the sweet streets in East Camden.
Yes, right.
Well, it just is a very expensive vehicle. We're gonna be putting all these highway miles on it, and, I mean, these things aren't cheap. And they're gonna pay us by the hour to sweep their streets. Are they gonna take up any maintenance fee for us or anything like that?
It was something in there about labor costs.
What I read said they're gonna pay us by the hour to sweep their streets. It didn't say anything about reimbursing us when we blow a $5,000 mark.
Cost of fuel, oil, labor,
Yeah, on page 2 there,
we don't say doing,
Okay.
replacing parts, so.
Page
it
two.
don't say anything about parts, but I saw that part about,
Oil, fuel.
oil, fuel, stuff of that nature.
I don't see it.
Now, we're gonna provide the operator,
And the machine.
and the machine. And we'll only go over there if we're not already occupied, so it won't tie, of course, we found out that we do need to spend a little bit more time in our city, but, we get
Can't wanna get mine done before we go out there.
yes, so we'll do yours right before we leave. So if this is voted on, tonight, then that is a truth. But, all right, so any further discussion?
Does this, I assume this thing has an hour meter on it of some kind.
More likely,
Piece of
yeah.
equipment like that would.
It should have one.
Does this have an hour meter on it so you know the hours it's operating?
It does.
So we can log the miles and the hours it operates.
All
Now, I just have one other question. This salary of the person that's gonna be utilizing, I'm sure we're gonna maintain the control of it, right?
Correct.
Our person. Now, will his salary be paid by East Camden while he's there those 8 hours or whatever?
That'd be reimbursed to the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way it says is that.
Just as long as the reimbursement comes
Fuel,
back.
oil, and labor. Fuel, oil, and labor.
And I would think it's essentially similar to, Public Works taking down a building, when there's
Right.
a building done. I mean, I think whether you've got one person, just the driver operator, if it takes another person to clear the road ahead of time, I mean, it's gonna be, this is what we spend, here's, this
That's
person
it.
at
That's
$13
what I'm
an
asking.
hour for 3 hours.
The cost,
This person
total
drives
cost.
at $17 an hour for 3 hours, and then this much in fuel, this much in labor. And I would say there's no requirement to do it at all. It's still gonna be up to the mayor and Public Works to determine whether or not to do it at all. So what this would allow is them to do it if they want to, but we're not under obligation to do it.
And you know, and
But it probably, the issue about just overall deterioration of the other machine, I think is well taken. I would say, yeah, the way this is set up now, at least, it's just paying the cost that we do. The city of Camden would say, oh, yes, we have time available. I think East Camden is looking at 1 to 2 times a year, saying we'd like to see them come. And then if the city has enough time and says, we want to send it out there, then we can send them a bill and say, here's how many people it took, here's how many hours it was, this was the fuel, this was the oil, this is what we spent on it. Or the mayor can say, we don't have this available, it's not available, we can't, and we're not in violation of anything. It just allows them to work it at the mayor's discretion.
And you know, I, for what it's worth, I think it's a good idea. I mean, you know, being neighborly and everything, and I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, Chris, drive that thing across the river, driving all over town, but, I mean, you're helping a neighbor out. And we talked about, I wanna say last month, not this month before last, where Judge McAdoo was talking about a street paving machine and sharing it with us, you know, so, man, we gotta help each other out.
We're part of the
It's not-
county.
It's not that big, you know.
We're part of Washita County though.
Come on, Chris.
It's part of his job to take care of Camden.
I would say, just thinking about this, and there's certainly issues of the wear and tear, you're not gonna measure how much did the brush wear out. That seems to be what, on the sweeper, that's the part that really gives you a lot of trouble, a replacement.
It's also a very expensive vacuum pump.
And that's true too. What I'm gonna say was, my recollection of those streets out there, for the most part, particularly the older part, are really nice, concrete streets, curb and gutter. They'd be a lot easier to clean than a lot of the asphalt streets we have around here. They're not near as rough. Now, if they try to pick out a bunch of, I'm gonna say they've got some that have been added on lately that are pretty ragged, that Shamir and our operator ought to say, look, we'll do you good streets, but the ones that are gonna tear up our equipment, we're not gonna do those if you could. Just try to use some discretion on it.
Should have some leverage in
We'll
it.
try to do, because I think most of it will be, it may be easier to clean on those concrete, good, nice curves than a lot of our streets in the city.
Also, I want to include towing in this, in the reimbursement also, just in case something happens.
Something happens.
Yeah, towing gets pretty expensive.
Is there any more discussion? Voice vote. Those in favor, use the voting sign.
Are we voting to approve the ordinance or?
It's a resolution.
It's a resolution, yes.
Resolution. So where are we now?
I would get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I so moved.
Got that.
Second.
We already got it. I gave
We got
it.
a motion and second.
We've had discussion.
We had discussion.
Voice vote.
We're ready for a vote.
We're ready for a vote. Those in favor, use voting sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, use the same sign.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Now, we come to a point of other business. Is there any other business before?
Well, I don't guess it's exactly business, but it is sort of. I'd like to ask, who to give credit for the, I'm gonna say the smooth operation of the swimming pool for the year. I mean, it was under budget.
Never had a
Didn't
problem.
hear any yak about it, and, I'm tickled to death.
I never heard a problem.
Yeah, so.
The water stayed
I don't know if
pretty all
she
year.
was our pool manager, or did she ever do it all?
Yeah, let me do his own, brag on me.
Good job.
I had a great team. Mr. Kevin Franklin was one of my new guys I just hired. And he did an awesome job taking care of the pool and the parks department. And also, I spoke with all of y'all pertaining to the pool, so I think we're pretty much on a smooth path, but we still got some problems to take care of.
Understood.
Appreciate y'all. So Public Works and Kevin Franklin.
And for whatever it's worth, for whatever it's worth, whatever he did to the water, I guess he's a water whisperer. Whatever he did, he passed the first time. And
Maybe it was the rain.
I understand, right. I understand that in the past it's taken up to 5 times just to get clearance to open. And so we're grateful to him, and he learned a lot of it the hard way. So I appreciate it.
No, just suggestion.
Is there anything else before the council tonight?
I got
I got a couple.
You won't have her.
She's ready. Hold on, I got a couple.
I just want to, I want to reflect on this, some of what Mr. Cooper talked about when he had his planning commission hat on. And don't quite know the ins and outs, but we've been talking about this, about these commissions, commenting, reporting, letting us know what's going on. And if we get them to come, we can avoid that kind of stuff. See what's going on. Who's in, who's going out, who's making meetings, who's not making meetings. You know, these commissions, airport, planning, housing authority, we need to see them. That's all I got to say.
One of the sightings that we got from the legislative audit was because the meetings, some of them are no longer being conducted by Robert's Rules of Order.
Yes.
Sometimes people are sitting in meetings saying, do y'all agree? And if everybody agrees, there's no motion, there's no second, there's no carry. And many of them are not reporting to us in any form, and we don't know what's going on. I show up at a lot of meetings because I have freedom of schedule by being able to serve you here. But it's difficult to make all of the meetings, and sometimes you don't even know when they're on and when they're off. Some of those things we've been updating on our Explore Camden page. We do need each commission and each board to let us know the term limits that your people are on. If you're having trouble finding people to take those seats, if people know, some people would step up, but I encourage you, if you're interested in something, to start going to those meetings before those term limits are up so that you can kind of know how they function and some things that are going on. But one of the legislative audit, was it one of the reportables or not? Oh, it wasn't reportable, so I don't have to stand before the state to defend it on this one. But if it continues to happen, particularly in any area where you're spending money, you're going to have a motion to spend any money. I don't care what kind of board, commission, or whatever you're doing. Somebody has to agree to that. You don't just get to hop up and do that. But they cite the city, and I'm the one who will have to stand before the state to defend things that I have nothing to do. I don't know what you're doing. So please, if you're part of any board or any commission, turn in your monthly minutes, and if you're not keeping them properly, it gives us an opportunity to tell you how to fix them now, rather than someone sitting down with me making me sign a piece of paper to be willing to go up to the state capitol and talk about it, because I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, again, Mr. Mayor, again, we vote on these people. We get resumes, but All we get is resumes, a piece of paper. We don't know them from Adam. And these are the people, and you know, excuse my French, but running these Mickey Mouse meetings, we vote them in, and we don't know them. We don't know what they're doing.
I got a couple items. It's not bad. Just a comment on what we're discussing here now. You know, as a city, we should all work together. You know, things should be decent and in order. I mean, we come down here, I vote on ordinances and resolutions, and I don't always agree, but I don't leave here mad. I gotta support whatever we all decide to do. I gotta support it. But it's like some of us leave here like I ain't gonna never talk to you no more. And I'm okay, because you know I sleep with my best friend. But I just want us to understand we work here together. Every office down there. We gotta go in and we gotta greet people. We gotta let people know the truth. We gotta tell people what they need to do and encourage them. You know, I don't want to pick on him, but you know, Mr. Fry, I go to him about a lot of stuff, and I know I worry. He get tired of seeing me because I want to know the true law and what's legal and what's not legal. Or should we be doing this or shouldn't we be doing this? And some of us shooting from the hip. I'm just saying I try to be right when I come in here, know a little bit what I'm talking about, and if I'm not agreeing with you, encourage me why I should. Tell me something I don't know. And that's all I'm asking. Now let me get off of that. I still got some areas that I need to get a little brush picked up in. And I would be willing to go out and work. I got to get some numbers to Mr. Shamir, and I'll get some numbers of him. On the other thing, I turned in some houses at our last meeting, in some areas that need to be addressed and some things that needed to be addressed. And remember, when I come to you with these things, these are my constituents have come to me and called me. And I got some houses on Union Street that I'm having some activity in it. I'm about to go to the chief about it because I'd be seeing too much movement in there, and you can't be living there. So we need to address these things. I'm not just picking up something, coming up here telling you. I mean, if you think I am, just go look at it. But we got a lot of bad situations here. And it didn't just start in this administration. It's been here. But I just think we need to start addressing it. And if you come tell me, well, Marvin, there's no problem, I'm not going to bother that, I'm okay. But let's be prompt about what we're supposed to do. You know, I know what I'm supposed to do. People call me all the time. I don't care where I'm at. But I try to get back with them. I try to give them a listening ear, and I try to go help them. Because that's my job. And if I don't want to do it, I need to find something else to do. Thank you, sir.
One more thing. The house on 80th Street, I talked to you about earlier, the big house and the tree. Where is that in court? Or?
We've given her notice, given her 30 days to remove the structure.
What's the next step?
The next step is she does not prepare or remove the structure in her time. It's an official notice for by mail or answer notice. And then the additional time limit, if that time elapses, it would be a court matter.
And Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
we all discuss a job scope. I still haven't seen that job scope.
The job description.
Right.
The description.
Yeah.
I think I know the reference, and we were supposed to have that August, so we certainly need to get that done. Thank you. Is there anything else before the council?
If not, I move that we adjourn.
Roll call.